the season we're now in, which is all about waiting. You know, for baby Jesus to come. So I was making you wait for this. Happy Advent!
And it was worth waiting for.
Happy Advent! How come no one goes around saying that anyway? We say Merry Christmas on Christmas, but during the whole month leading up to Christmas, when we're waiting for Jesus to be born, we don't say anything.
Yes, we do.
We do?
Yeah, we say, put it on my Visa card.
That's what I mean. It's so tawdry, so uninspiring, so blah.
But it is. Everywhere you want to be.
Well, so is the ozone layer.
John is right. I think everything should be more full of feeling during Advent, more anticipatory, more poignant.
Exactly, because after all, it was during the whole time of Advent that Mary was poignant with baby Jesus. Which is why I think we should do what we have done here in Bozeman when we were little, to celebrate Advent.
Which was?
We played the Guess What the Name of My Baby Is game.
The what?
The Guess What's the Name of My Baby game. We haven't played that in a long time. That was fun.
Okay, so how do you play?
Well, all us kids would go up to the hospital maternity ward in a big group and look through the window at the new babies.
And then we'd take turns guessing the new baby's name. And whoever guessed right, there would be treats from the new parents as a prize. And in return, we'd get close to the window, and we'd all sing Christmas carols to the baby, calling it by name.
And calling it by one other special name that we called everyone, everywhere we went, Child of God. It was great.
But what if the parents hadn't named the baby yet? And how would you know whether it was going to be a boy or a girl?
We wouldn't know. That was half the fun.
And with lots of names these days, it hardly makes a difference. Lombard, Buffer, and Bilbo.
Those are the names of hobbits.
And besides, if the baby didn't have a name yet, sometimes the parents would pick one of ours they liked best. It was fun watching kids grow up, knowing that you helped name them. But the time I remember best wasn't at the hospital at all. It was at our friend's house, when we helped name Isaiah, their pet beaver's new baby.
Their pet what?
Their pet beaver. They just had a baby, and we happened to stop by.
Why? What happened?
Well, this mutual friend of ours, who we've been unsuccessfully trying to get to come into church with us for some time, anyway, they lived on Bozeman Creek, and they had beavers in their backyard, and not really pets, but close enough that they kind of thought of them that way. And they used to watch them all the time.
Anyway, they recently had a baby. I mean, the beavers, that is. And so we started guessing, taking turns. Bucky,
Toothache,
Timber,
Torpedo,
Flossie,
Fang,
Eager.
Leave It To.
We tried for over an hour, but no one could get it.
Finally, in desperation, Michael decided to try some Bible names. He flipped open his Bible to Isaiah, as it turned out, and started reading the first thing he saw. The people who walked in darkness have seen a great light. Those who lived in a land of deep darkness, on them light has shined.
What was that? We all shouted.
It's the prophet Isaiah, foretelling the birth of God's son, the baby Jesus, in the Bible, he explained.
That's it, they shouted. We'll call him Isaiah then. We've been leaning towards Dentine, but this clinches it. Isaiah it is, because that is exactly the way it is for beavers. Those who lived in the land of deep darkness, on them light has shined.
And then we explained, you see, when a baby beaver is born, it's always in pitch dark in the beaver lodge. And for 2 whole months, they can't see anything, but finally it's time. And the new beaver finally gets to jump into the tunnel, down into the water, then up. It's like being born again.
And as they look up while they're swimming, they can see through the cross currents something dazzling. And when they break through the surface, it's the sun. And they see this beautiful world for the first time. And it's absolutely breathtaking.
And so our friends decided to call the new baby beaver Isaiah. Right on the spot, boy or girl, it didn't matter. And 9 months later, when they had their own baby, they named him Isaiah too.
And they were so excited. They wanted to hear more. What else did Isaiah say? They wanted to know.
So Michael continued reading. For unto us a child is born, unto us a child is given, and authority rests upon his shoulders, and his name shall be called Wonderful, Counselor, the Mighty God, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace.
It's your game, they shouted. God was playing Name Your Baby game too. So which name did God pick? Which was it?
All of them and more, because he wasn't like any other baby ever born. He was the light shining in the darkness, the sun, who would dazzle the world with his love, which is still absolutely breathtaking every day of our lives. Jesus, the Messiah.
And was he worth waiting for, or what?